Welcome to DOL Dignity of Labor KTC series, Know the Course. And today we have Vijender with us, a production engineering graduate. Hi Vijender, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good. How about you?
Yeah, doing great. Thanks for asking. So just to quickly start off, can we have a brief introduction of yourself and also what is Department of Production Engineering for a layman as well?
Fine. Myself, Vijayendra. I've graduated from NITT. I did my bachelor's in production engineering.
Mhm.
So currently, I'm working in Caterpillar in a manufacturing role for the past 3 years.
Nice.
So yeah, with regards to your next question, that is what is production engineering? How do I explain it to a stranger? So production engineering is just basically a mix of manufacturing engineering plus an industrial engineering, where
Mhm.
you learn concepts to solve problems more efficiently and as well as effectively with
Okay.
available resources.
Okay.
So,
Nice. Then what are the applications or the real life things that one can really see evolving as a production engineering core tech? Like as you if I am an aspirant of production engineering and you want to say these are the ones that we really deal in, like apart from the firms or in a greater picture.
uh, probably for this, I can just give an example. So probably
Hmm.
if you go to an automotive company where they produce 100 cars in an hour. So,
Hmm.
and you as a production engineer, you are working over that and you are given a problem statement that like due to a volume increase, so you
Hmm.
wanted 110 or 120 cars in an hour with the
Hmm.
same amount of resource, what you should do. So
Okay.
that's why the production engineer works, where he should know the process, how it is being manufactured, what is the available
Hmm.
time, what are the resources there, how can
Okay.
you do the cost saving. So
Hmm.
that's a real life example where you will get to know about production engineering.
Okay. It's something like there was this principle called 4M. A production engineer has to manage with man, machine, material, and money. If you're able to solve
Yeah.
all these four, you are labeled as a professional production engineer. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know. So assume if you have a cousin who is of 10th or 12th, okay,
Okay.
and they ask you that, okay, Vijender, what are the prerequisite that one should have, or if I want to choose or I want to eliminate either of these two for a production engineering course that he or she is going to opt for.
Probably I would suggest the you should have a good aptitude skills first of all, that is required
Hmm.
for a production engineer, as well as the basic mathematics and physics which they would have studied in their +1 +2. That they should be, at least they should be familiar with the concepts, or they should be like they should be comfortable in solving problems based on that.
Yeah.
That would be a basic prerequisite, which I feel.
Okay. Nice. And then there is this saying that if someone is interested into mechanical, and as it is, mechanical is truly a core subject, but uh, production is about management and then core of mechanical. Is it so?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct what you mentioned. So when
Okay.
you go to mechanical engineering, you read of various subjects like from thermodynamics to fluid mechanics to manufacturing process and everything. But you won't go in depth of anything as such. But when you go to production engineering, you would know in depth of how manufacturing happens, like each and every process of manufacturing, the machining, welding, casting, those stuffs, and then you will go for the second half where an MBA candidate who wants to know about the management kind of skills, where you will know how the supply chain works, how
Operations
operations
management.
work. So these kind of stuff and all you will know in your second half of your engineering.
Okay, that's good to hear.
So that's something unique which not all colleges in India have, but very few colleges have.
Yeah.
And probably when you wanted to work in an industry, I feel like
Mhm.
production engineering is one of the good course where you can take and you can work in an industry.
Yeah, that is that. So once we switch gears to your 4 years of course, like you might have multiple like 50 to 60 odd subjects across 4 years, correct? And out of these 4 years of duration, how much time or how much percentage of your subjects will be labs or workshop oriented, and how much would be a purely theoretical oriented?
Probably with regards to lab point of view, you will be probably occupied with 1/4 of your entire coursework in the labs, be it a
Hmm.
programming lab, as well as a machine workshop, as well as a
Hmm.
computer design labs, as well as
Hmm.
industrial engineering kind of lab, where you will do a real life simulations and all in a lab, and also
Okay,
you will be able to work with CNC machines. So that's like
nice.
1/4 of your entire coursework will be in these labs.
Okay. And when we come to theoretical subjects, what would be the major buckets or categories? Like you have already mentioned, but if you have any specific categorization, like how your entire syllabus is divided, or are there anything like that?
Yeah, so probably for this, like I can tell it in first bucket would be like in the field of mechanics, where you'll know about like kinematics and dynamics of machines, and then you will know how to design those mission elements like gears and all that you can that will be covered in design of mission elements. Then you will know about various manufacturing processes involved like machining, casting, welding, and other forming processes as well. So this will come into manufacturing process. The next would be like industrial subjects such as supply chain management, operations research, lean manufacturing. So this would be like a high level 3 buckets probably, which I can call.
Okay. So according to you, or what is the popular choice of, toughest subject among these 3 buckets, or any specific subject that you can think of?
Probably in my 4 years of production engineering, I felt the design of machine elements as one of a difficult subject which I have studied, because that was quite complicated. Because I didn't have any industrial exposure, or I didn't understand how a gear works and all before reading the subject. So there'll be a lot of theory which is involved designing. So without a practical exposure, I was not able to do
visualize
well
the same, and then
exactly.
So, like in case of any other subject, or any of the subject which someone or some candidate is feeling tough, are there any other resources that you generally go for, like, to refer back apart from the books, or is there any specific website that you refer to, or any courses that you choose to?
For this, like YouTube is a great tool for whatever subject you take. So you'll probably in any of your local language like Tamil or English, or Hindi, whatever language, you'll get a channel which explains about the subjects, every subject they have. So if you are not feeling comfortable with the teaching in the classrooms, so you can probably go to the lectures, YouTube lectures, or even NPTEL courses are very good for some courses and all. So for my case, I use for heat treatment and for metallurgy and all, I used NPTEL courses, and for other subjects like design of machine elements, I used YouTube channels where they used to give proper used to tell. So it was good for me to learn stuff.
That's nice. So once you understand your 4 years of course and all, assume the same cousin comes back to you. I have decided that I am joining production engineering. Okay. Now you have completed your course and you are also into industry, and you might have planned something, and you might have some regrets as well. Like, I missed this in my first year, I missed that in second year, third year. So according to you, what is that one quick formula that one should have? Like, by first year I should complete this, second year, third year, like milestones. What would be those?
With regards to first, probably I'll tell you a regret which I feel at present. So in my 11th and 12th, I was very good at computer science. Like I used to do good coding in C++ as well as SQL and all. But since I was like, I have chosen a production engineering, so why do I require this coding and all? So in my first semester, I had a coding subject, so I did it. Like, it was very easy for me since I was very good in my 11th and 12th. But then I didn't realize that like how this software will be helpful for me after I graduate. Because now after 4 years of engineering, I forgot everything of the softwares like C++ or SQL. Now I am learning those stuff for me to enhance myself in the industry. Because those kind of, whatever sector you go, now for the present market, you would require these kind of skills. So that's one thing which is a regret for myself, which I regret I didn't stay in touch with those software. Then with regards to the key milestones, probably in the first 1 year, it will be like basic engineering, basic like physics, chemistry, and mathematics, which you would have already studied in your school, and it will be like a continuation. Then you can take a second year where you would get into the department courses where you'll know what exactly with what is manufacturing, how are the various processes. So you can get your time to understand whether that's a real cup for you, or what is your more interest, like what makes you interest. So then you can explore with the industries in your second year. So you can do some projects which will show which area you're interested. Then when you're coming for third year, so after spending 1 year of entire core subjects, you'll know, okay, fine, I'm interested at this point. So you can concentrate on it by doing a good internship at the end of your third year. So that will add weightage for you in your profile. Then when it comes to your final year, you can concentrate on the companies which are coming in that domain. And then you can, once you're getting placed in the company, then you can upskill yourself for the recent technologies what is available. So once you get placed, you will be having enough time for you to spend for yourself. So where you can enhance your skills.
Okay.
So that's like a couple of that's the key milestones which I feel like you can do it.
Yeah. Adding on that, does CGPA has any criteria in production engineering, like you need to have more than 8 or 8.5? What do you say? Which one is the safest bet?
safest bet will be like 8.5 overall CGPA at the end of your 4 years. Because for my case, I was a placement coordinator for NITT Trichy. So when I used to handle a lot of companies, so I could see, especially in the core companies, they have a cutoff of CGPA of 8.5. So it's good that if you are having above 8.5, and not only for for you to get a placed in a company, if you wanted to go for any masters, so obviously there will be like a criteria of CGPA when you apply for any new. So that will have a good advantage. When you're applying in, especially in your core engineering, if you wanted to go for IS.
Yeah. And like with respect to, the popular destinies of any undergrad student, it's like either you take a corporate or government job, or you'll go for higher studies like MS or MBA, or you start off your own business. So in case of production engineering, there is higher chance that if you already come from an industry background, you might join your own family business or you start off something new, which is rare in these days, but touch wood, in coming days, it should be more. But if we if we go on to the other side, like in how much proportion of students would really look for, higher studies or a job itself soon after undergrad? An average figure, maybe.
Yeah, probably for this, in my batch, around 75% of the students were inclined for job, and only 25% of people who wanted to go direct to MS or MBA soon after they graduate. So predominantly they were interested to work in a corporate. I don't think any of my batchmates have went for the family business soon after they graduated, but mostly everyone went for a corporate jobs only, or any startups, so corporate or startups.
So before going to corporate jobs, so does any of the production engineering candidates do go for GATE and then try for government jobs, or they write mechanical GATE and then go for government jobs? Which is the most preferred choice?
To get a government job, probably if you're writing a GATE in production engineering, so many companies doesn't accept production engineering when you're writing for GATE for production engineering. So people predominantly go for mechanical. So from the third year onwards, they start preparing vigorously for GATE coaching. So in the first attempt, it's like very rare that they clear the cutoff and they go for a PSU company. So in my batch, probably 2 people went for GATE and they have cleared it and they went for higher studies in MS within India.
Okay, that's nice. So now we come to the most popular choice of corporate jobs. Okay, so in the corporate jobs and campus placements in any undergrad campuses, what are the top 5 to 10 dream companies that a production engineering should go into the core sector if they wish to?
Probably for production engineers, a dream company would be like any kind of FMCG company such as like Procter, P&G, HUL, Britannia, and then when you come for manufacturing companies such as Caterpillar, John Deere. So these will be like a dream companies as well. I mean, there are many manufacturing companies like Taj, Maruti. So there are a lot of always these kind of automobile companies will be a dream as well as with FMCG companies. So these will be like dream companies for a production engineers.
Okay, that's nice. And what are the usual roles that are being offered? Like, is it like GET itself, or do you get in a different role when you join these companies?
Most of the companies, when you take in manufacturing domain, they hire as a GET, and then you'll be having 1 year of vigorous training in any one of the department, and then you'll be given a posting in the same department. But there are companies like where, if you take my company, I was hired as an LTDP, like Leadership and Technical Development Program, where I was given job role rotations within manufacturing, supply chain, as well as operations. So 3 years I was rotated within this department to get familiar within an industry. So I was given a job role in each of the department. And there are many companies which follow their own strategies for the students to get, for them to know everything about the industry.
Yeah. Like one should know end to end such that they can be placed anywhere.
End to end of the value chain.
Okay, that's nice. Yes. So when we discuss about the compensation thing, like what is the general packages that range from, what's the min and what's the maximum and the average package of production engineers, campus placements?
Are you asking about like when I was studying, or the present scenario would have been different?
Yeah. Like, see, we know that the campus placement numbers doesn't shoot up like how MBAs or MS people get, because it's somewhere lies between in a very small sigma value of tolerance. So that's there. Yeah.
Then probably when you wanted to go in a proper manufacturing company, so your CTC would be between anything from 7 to 13 LPA. That would be an ideal CTC from minimum to maximum. But when you go to any FMCG companies, where they give a good packages, like even 24, 25 LP also you will be getting in an FMCG companies. Like that's a maximum which a production engineer gets. And for FMCG, the average would be like 15 LPA would be an average.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice. So, like, you happen to see so much of technology change these days. Like, there are robots coming, they have 3D printing coming, you have CNC machining everywhere in most of the companies. And everywhere, the planning part of the entire beast system or the value chain is very important and critical. That is where production engineers come in place. Correct. So, according to you, what are the skill sets that one should be very well aware for the coming who is a production engineer aspirant, that one should be really aware of that, these are the technologies that you should be really aware, such that you're not off the market?
Then for a production engineering, they should upgrade themselves in the field of robotics. Whereas you said, like, there are a lot of automations which takes place in industry. So when we are working in industry 4.0, so every industry wants to upgrade themselves from a manual process to an automated process. So automation and robotics is one area where a production engineer should upgrade themselves in the 4 years of engineering. And apart from that, now artificial intelligence is a major part which people are speaking. So AI with us in an industry where you can which is eliminating a lot of manual works. So even an AI in supply chain would be a topic which can grow a lot in probably in 5 to 6 years. Yeah,
that's nice. So according to you, do you think that future market outlook for production engineering job opportunities would be same like previous if they upskill with these sets, or do you need to do something more?
The market for maybe for this I can tell, like, now the market scenario for a production engineer is somewhat like it's getting better when you take in an industry such as like supply chain and all. So where every company wants to have the value chain very much stable. So now in order to, they are localizing their parts within their own country. So for that, there should be a good supply chain network for the company. So when you upgrade yourself with the help of like data science and artificial intelligence, and you have a good knowledge of supply chain, then you can get a good opportunity in the market at present. So where you can get a better salary than even when you are studying a data science or software also, you can get a good salary in core domain if you are upgrading in these sectors.
Okay. So, Vijender, what would be your last advice or, prime pointers for the upcoming production engineering aspirants that they should be all the time top of their mind?
For a production engineer, aspiring production engineer, they shouldn't first compare themselves with an software engineering student with their packages. So obviously, a landing salary for a software engineer will not be same as a production engineering who's going in a core domain. But when you go for 4 to 5 years in a working in industry, you might come near to a software engineering. So that time, software engineer might also earn the same as you. So where your salaries would be in a growing stage for a core engineer.
Okay.
So that's one thing they should keep, and they shouldn't worry much about their earnings at the initial stages of the career.
Cool. It was nice discussing with you, Vijender. So thanks a lot for accepting our invitation. It was great discussing, and thanks a lot for all the insights. Yeah.
Thank you.